So we are back then here for the BRINK Championship final between sGs and Epsilon. The score is 2-0 to Epsilon. If they pick up just 2 points in this game, then they are winners. It's first to 4, right?
I think it's first to 3.
Is it?
Because
you're the expert here, Josh. You have to clarify.
I think I remember last in the semifinals we tested a game.
First to 3. So even a 1-1 here is good enough. Yeah. I have to excuse Josh as well because, you know, even being a professional player, he still didn't manage to win any games, so he doesn't know how many you need to win, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, just a joke.
I'm
only joking.
It's completely funny.
So I actually need to rejoin the game here. While we do that, Josh, maybe you can give us a bit of a fly through of the map and explain what we're going to be seeing here in the second one.
Well, actually, I can't until it starts, but I can give a lovely view.
You could show us some pictures
of the inside. Yeah, so this is how this map works. There's a hangar, a gigantic hangar, and there are 2 different pillars in which you have to get inside, and you can only hack on one of them. You can't hack on both sides because you know that it's just against the rules. So once you choose that, you cannot change that. That is the pillar you are going to from now on. You go in there, you get your hack down. After the hack is down, you have to go explode, I think, some engineer controls or something. It's a gigantic room. You have to plant explosives, and once you explode that, then you finish the map. But the thing is, both of these points are so hard. That's why there's only 2 points.
Yeah.
And I'll try and go outside, which I can't.
I have to just switch myself to spectator because Cans couldn't actually get into the game, which obviously is not going to be all that cool. But yeah, Epsilon need just 1 point from this, which means they achieve a lockout. They've won already.
Yeah. If they do a full hold, then they've won. No, I think it would be because if they do a full hold, yeah, that's 1 point.
Yeah.
Because the only thing the other team can do is full hold themselves, and even then it's a draw 1-1.
Yep.
So sGs have the pressure.
There is a lot of pressure from sGs. Obviously, Epsilon attacked first last time, so this time it will be sGs attacking. So they've got a big task on their hands. They have to finish this map off if they want to stay in the game, if they want to, have a chance to even play the second half. Because if Epsilon do manage to hold this off, then they instantly win the game.
Yeah. I think Epsilon have the confidence going on right now, and confidence goes a long way in games. If you have the confidence, you usually do stuff better than you normally would if you were cowering. And I don't know, as much as I like sGs and as much as I'd like them to win, they really have a difficult journey ahead of them on this map.
Well, we're going to kick it off here. It's the second map is Reactor. sGs have all the pressure on their backs. Let's see if they can come back into this game.
Okay, so we're gonna kick off with Focus here as he's pushed up from underneath, and they're just sort of taking up these defensive positions right now. This is the upper balcony, which a lot of players will take advantage of because you can see outside really well. And I'm interested to see how sGs are gonna push this site as Focus does shut down 1, and Samurai, beautiful nade up on the balcony, gets 2 down. And right now, it's just all about that initial plant. Once they get the hack box, they can sort of focus on one side. But if they don't have the hack box down, then there's 2 sides that are open, and that's even more difficult because then they have to split. And when they split, the upper balcony will always win. And there's Samurai, beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, he actually just team killed there before he got those 2 kills, and he's got him behind Epsilon, which is a great move. So nicely worked so far by sGs to working towards getting that hack box down and kind of solidifying the whole map, and which is where we figure out exactly which paths they're going to be taking and which which area they're going to attack next.
Samurai's playing amazing. He's literally controlled that balcony for the last minute, and now he's going for the spawn. Immediate kill onto Winghaven. If he can get this kill onto Focus, and he does, that was important right there.
These kills coming in left, right, and center, actually. APOC has also pushed up quite heavily. Zernok is the operative at the moment. He needs to get himself up into this fight, and we are going to be seeing that hackbox put down on the vent system.
What side is he hacking on? That's the better side, because this is the other side from where, on the other one is where Epsilon spawned to. So if they planted on this side, that's the better side, so that's smart play as well. And APOC is actually still up there on the balcony, trying to find him over there. There he is. He's up there with Samurai. And I think we discussed last time, these two are brothers.
Yeah.
So they've definitely got the whole chemistry thing going on.
Are you expecting now to see a bit of a switch in terms of SGS? Maybe bring out 2 operatives?
I mean, the whole thing is there's 20 minutes to finish this map, but there's only 2 objectives.
Yeah.
If they have 2 operatives, that really puts them on the lower hand, because then they don't have the needed buffs that they need to actually take the site.
To get the kills.
So yeah. 2 operatives would be sort of useless at this point, but they're still doing well. I think they got something like 15% already, and that's really well for the first 3 minutes.
Well, SGS starting to stream forward once again. Let's see how Epsilon set up their defense. Zernok is actually just on the outer area right now. Epsilon playing this one very kind of turtley, if you want to call it that, like super defensive, sticking really around this objective, not playing the kind of aggressive defense that we saw them play in the last game. What do you think to that change of style, and how does it fit this map?
I honestly don't have an answer for that. I mean, I think SGS just have to be more aggressive right now. They're not in the aggressive play style. Zernok just spent 40 seconds capturing a command post that was absolutely useless for them. Yeah. And he was the operative. He was the only person that could hack. So that could have been 40 seconds that he could have hacked. I think they just really need to do a lower push. A lower push and go from underneath and then take the balcony, because if they take the balcony, then they can completely shut Epsilon out of the spawns. And that would be an important point for them right now. But they're focusing too much on the outside. And I think that's one of the main problems for them right now.
And focus has just been taken out there by Samurai as well. Samurai had a great start, and we saw him in the second half of the last map. Was absolutely amazing for Epsilon. See if he can continue that form here into map number 2. So SGS once again working their way in. Samurai has got the upper area and he's done a great job to get into position. Just going to finish off those 2 Epsilon guys. Was just knocked down there with the couple of grenades, and actually Stefan's will incapacitate him as well. Kills going left and right here. Cam's actually trying to get himself too, but Stefan was backed up there by Focus. Focus obviously that standing 4 ruler, done a great job so far. Was actually the best overall player in the first half of the first map.
And in that entire time that fight was happening, Zernok was hiding at the corner hacking, so that's actually pretty well played. I'm wondering how much percent they actually have.
I'm actually going to take a look. Gonna fly myself around. Okay, so they're like a third done, basically. Which, pretty strong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 14 minutes left, they can complete the map, no problem. The only problem is, once they complete that map, they know that Epsilon could also complete the map. And if Epsilon completed as far as they did, then that's still a 1-1.
Yeah, Epsilon know that they can play this one super defensive, because it's all about running down that time as much as possible to give them the biggest opportunity to finish this one off. I mean, even if they get the first objective done but not the second one, then Epsilon just have to do exactly the same or better to finish off this game. So right now we see their Winghaven up on the top, exactly where that objective is. And Zernok, is he down? Yes, he is. Dealt with there by Epsilon. And again, they're bringing those kills in, not just in dribs and drabs, but really constant kills going the way of Epsilon, doing an amazing job to hold on to this one. Because SGS do have that box down, so we should be seeing them pushing through once again. 13.5 minutes there or thereabout left still, though, on the round timer.
Oh, wow. Flash straight in Stefan's face. I mean, that's the engineer room, and I hate going there because it's just got like 10 windows. And you could just get naded, and it's completely impossible to actually hold it. But right now, SGS are trying to make a push. They're getting shut down by Too Easy there. ATI and Samurai trying to keep them alive. Who's coming out overhand? I know Samurai's still there. Zernok is actually hacking. I don't know if he's still hacking. No, he just got taken out by the turret, but he got at least 4 or 5% extra there.
Yeah.
And that's just what they got to do. They got to keep stacking on these percentages, and pretty soon they'll find themselves at 100, and then they can go for the explosive objective.
Yeah, they're up to 50%, maybe not quite, but certainly very, very close to it, if not already there. They've not gone through half of the round timer, though. Obviously, this is just the first of the 2 objectives to complete. Epsilon doing a great job utilizing that height advantage that we've got here. We see Stefan actually get shot from behind there. I thought he got the kill onto Kams, but I think it was actually the grenade from Zernok, Kams' teammate, who got the kill there. Then Stefan went down to Zernok.
Zernok's just trying to hide in this back link right now because he's the only SGS member in the site. And the only thing he can do is, if he gets this kill right here, well played, he can go straight back on the hack.
Or not.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, he runs himself in there, actually focuses around as well. Nicely done by Zernok. He has got another one coming in onto him though. Kams needs to get that kill off.
There's the revive.
Yeah, the revive, that's a big one. Therefore, Zernok, he's going to get himself back into the action and will start to hack once again. Just to kind of go over the whole hacking system for people that don't know, basically the further away you stand to the hacking box, the slower it goes. Basically, you have a signal. So the closer you stand, the faster you can hack. But obviously, it's more dangerous to stand right out there in the open, hacking right next to the box.
That's why you'll see Zernok most of the time, if they get 5 kills straight on the site, he'll stand like with his face on the pillar.
Box.
He'll stand just like forehead on the pillar, because then he gets the greatest signal and he's hacking faster. If he knows there's one fishing around the back link area, you'll find him just going around the pillar trying to get some cover. But right now, Epsilon have retaken this site. I wouldn't be surprised if SGS make an all-in push right here, as they do pop a flash out, maybe 2 flashes. I don't know how many soldiers they have, but Epsilon held that off beautifully, even though that flash was easily a plus 120 flash, which means they got 4 people flashed.
Yep.
It could be confusing for some people that don't quite play BRINK. Each flash is 30 points per person. So if you flash 4 people, 120 points, 5 people, 150. And gonna go. APOC is actually up there, up in the balcony. So he could be looking to open this site up for Zernok right now.
Yeah, they seem to be fairly well pushed in. At this stage, we're going to see him coming behind Morte there.
And Zernok is on the hack.
So, hacking away once again. He's actually going to hide this time in the back and try and keep hold of this one. We're up to about 60, 70% maybe on the hack so far.
And see how they're all down? He went and shoved his face in the pillar. It's because they once they got on it, that's just good communication.
Yeah.
They're all down, get on it straight away. And they're pretty close right now, actually.
Especially now. They've taken Winghaven down in there, and Zernok's going to go straight back into hacking it. And I think they may finish it off here. That's a nice kill from ATI onto Too Easy.
I think they've got that.
Yeah, I think this is going to be that first objective completed. And, yep, there we go. So, nicely done. SGS finished their first objective.
Now, this is going to be the difficult objective, because the site where they have to push into is so large. I mean, it's not large, but it's like a gigantic circle. So you've got like people that can hide downstairs, and you've got people who can go inside ventilation systems and up her hand. So this is a really hard objective for someone who splits a lot. But SGS, wow.
Whoa. That's a big push they've got in here. Managed to get 3 in there, and they've got the charge on the reactor already. They have to hold it now for 35 seconds. Let's see how this one goes. Too Easy got himself 2. ATI did eventually take him out, and SGS still have, I think, 3 or maybe 4. In fact, maybe even all 5 still there. No, I think 4 still up in and around this charge. Only 20 seconds still left to go. And there comes Winghaven. We saw APOC just jumping out of the way, trying to avoid the knockdown there from that grenade. Survives it for a little while, but in come Epsilon. ATI and Zernock getting 2. Only 7 seconds to go, and they're not going to get in there. Already the good half scored by Epsilon, and we are going to have a 7 minutes 47 thereabouts time for SGS, so they keep themselves in the game for now.
Listen to my curse. I said that was the hardest objective. They finished it in like a minute.
Yeah, not even a minute, I think. They've just walked in there, planted the charge, and it exploded. Yeah, really nice, solid push from SGS. And I don't think Epsilon were quite ready for the whole full aggression thing that they saw.
They weren't prepared for that at all. No, they honestly probably thought they were going to hold that entire room off. But Zernock came in beautifully, pulled 3 kills, and actually opened it up completely.
Focus again, best overall player, best medic.
And APOC on best soldier, Focus best medic, Morte on engineer, Zernock on operative, and I didn't see who the last one was, most kills, but I think it was APOC. I think I saw APOC. So SGS still in this. They could get the 2-0.
Yeah, they have to hold out now, basically. That's the story. Or not, it doesn't have to be a full hold. They just have to hold that second objective for the 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's going to be really difficult for them.
Yeah.
Really difficult. I think...
one thing we've seen from Epsilon before was their kind of power right out of the gate. You know, they spawned into the game, they pushed straight through. We saw map number 1, they literally walked in, planted on the pillar first time, straight in there. And that's something that Epsilon just cannot afford to let them walk in there and start this hack.
Well, the thing was they sort of positioned themselves. He says, don't ready up. And we ready up.
Nice.
They positioned themselves so horribly that Zernock could just explode the nade and kill 3 of them. So that's sort of one of the worst points about their positioning. But the game has already started. I don't know if they were going to restart or if that was actually serious about don't start. I'm being told it's not live, so...
Okay.
Great.
They're playing like it's pretty live, I have to say. But apparently it's not. Not sure if one of the players has a couple of issues up there on stage. We do obviously have our admins there as well, so any things that could go wrong, we've got it covered. Players are actually...
They're playing.
They all look pretty focused as well, I have to say. Are we sure it's not live? So we're just going to try and clarify the situation as to what's going on. So we are live.
We are live. Okay. That's great. A minute figuring out if we're live. Yeah, so I didn't quite get to see the first push as I wasn't really focusing on what was going on, but apparently Epsilon didn't get the hack box down as far as I know. So they haven't even gotten the hack box down. 10 minutes to go. If they want to win this relatively easily, and it's going to be difficult still.
This is definitely no walkover for Epsilon. We've seen Samurai here up at the top. Actually, will get the knockdown from the grenade. Still alive though, and Epsilon actually not managing to get in there and capitalize on that situation. Focus, Morte, Stefan, Too Easy. In fact, all 5 of them, all there. So they're going to start to work their way in now. Let's see how they do this one.
Oh, I actually think Epsilon are going for a lower push. Yeah, there's a couple dropping down there. I love the lower push. It is. If you can control that lower, you can get up there. There's the opening kill from Focus, and that is an important kill because Zernock is the only one that was actually holding lower the entire time.
But SGS are retaliating. 3 kills, so they came back. And it's now down to see who's the winner of the fight. And Epsilon getting dropped now as Focus does go back down lower, not going to help his teammates at all as Samurai picks up 2 kills. So there's the balcony kill from Samurai into Morte, but he gets taken out himself. But still 3 kills coming out from Samurai. That halted that push. That really halted the push. And I'm just interested to see who's playing ops for Epsilon. Morte. So they're really going to focus a lot of fire onto Morte. They're going to find Morte, they're going to nade him, they're going to focus a lot onto him, and once they get him down, they're either going to force Epsilon to pick up another ops, or they're going to just keep forcing Epsilon to fall back. Either way, win-win situation for SGS.
Well, we're seeing Epsilon push in here. They've managed to take down APOC there, up by the big fan on the balcony. And they've managed to really control nicely this high ground. So this could possibly be that hacking box planted. Where is the... Oh,
they killed him.
They killed him. Yeah, he is dead. That's bad news. Epsilon, you know, you can control the whole map if you want. But when your operative's dead, you're not going to be in such a great position, obviously, because you can't get that hacking box down. You can't start to hack your way through that objective. There's only 8 minutes to go, and so far SGS are looking like they could hold out onto this one. Let's not talk too early because we see Epsilon now racking up those kills left, right, and center. ATI is firing off a few shots there, trying to connect. And Morte is hanging around, but he's not in a position to actually get that box down just yet because ATI is up at the top. And
now he's down.
That was an interesting move from Morte. Rather than going for the guy up at top who was just kind of ducking back and forth around him, he just was like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to try and put the box on, which didn't quite work out for him. And now he has to run all the way back in if they want to have any chance of doing this one. 7.5 minutes still to go. Now we might get the box down.
Yeah, he finally gets the box down, but now you'll see SGS just swarm him. And that's going to be one of the things that they have to focus on. They have to swarm it now. They've got no other choice. You see APOC coming from lower. Any second now, he'll be behind Too Easy, and he does take down Too Easy, so Too Easy wasn't paying attention there. That's bad. Samurai will take out Focus. They need to get on Morte as soon as possible. He's just racking up percentage here now.
Here we go. Zernox starts to work his way in. In fact, there are 2 of them there. Samurai will actually pretty much clean up the Epsilon push. And I want to have a bit of a peek over, check out how much of a percentage we actually have already on the box. And that's the wrong one. Okay.
30%, 25, something along those lines. But interestingly enough, Samurai is still on this top.
And he's done a great job of actually holding that area. You saw him there dispatching of Winghaven. Grenade to knock him down, finished him off. Brilliantly done. Here we go, though. Ooh. Epsilon starting to work their way in. Too Easy Focus getting the kills. APOC and ATI's grenades, though, will make a big, big difference. Focus and Winghaven are still around there. Problem is Morte's down, and they need him there. Otherwise, they just simply can't continue to follow progress their way through the objective. They've got 6 minutes now.
Yeah, and one of the things that I spoke on earlier is SGS are now forcing Epsilon into the point where they're going to need to pick up 2 ops.
Yeah,
they're really going to need to focus on that, and because Morte is just getting focused on so easily that when he's down, Epsilon no longer have anything to do in the site rather than run around and get kills.
Yeah, and obviously bringing that extra ops in there, obviously it means they can hack it faster, but it limits their stopping power in terms of their weapon buffs, their health buffs, so they have to be very, very careful. But here we are seeing Too Easy as that second operative is already on the hack as he just dodges away there from the torrent of grenades that come in. He actually got knocked down and still managed to get the kill onto APOC. Really nicely done. Epsilon possibly have a good bit of time here to get that hack going again.
Yeah, well, they've picked up the 2 ops now. It could go good for them, it could go bad, because now that they have 2 ops, they no longer have a soldier or another engineer buff. And that could slightly sway towards SGS.
Shots coming over, and zernock will actually double up there. ATI did go down in between.
They have 3 ops?
Really?
No, Too Easy dropped the ops and gave it to Stefan. It was like 3 ops. Okay.
That is desperate. Go with 5, just run in there, all 5 at once. Pretty sure you could.
That might work, actually.
But then again, probably just going to run in there and die, all 5 of you, and then you've just wasted lots of time.
It is the finals, after all. No one's going to make a stupid move like that.
Yeah. And, there's actually a mine down there on the main entrance. Just stopping Epsilon pushing so far in. And it's gone into a bit of a quiet point. I think Epsilon trying to regroup here, trying to have a bit of a chat as to how they're going to get themselves in. And they have pushed in. Samurai's down, so that's a big kill there for SGS. And they've taken down ATI, but there's one in behind him. It was zernock who'd come around that backside. Winghaven takes down Camps. Surely they're going to start to hack. Yes, they are. Morte is hacking. Where's the second guy?
Everyone I switch on to is dead. Yeah, Morte is pretty much hugging that pillar right now because SGS are spawned now. It'll take him 5 seconds to get there. And Too Easy, wow. I got to switch on to Too Easy as he's just taken out 2 people. He's completely shut out that spawn. And Epsilon could finish this now. They could finish this first objective. And if they do the second objective as fast as SGS did, then we could be looking at that 1-1. Then Epsilon, I'm not going to make predictions.
Well, they're hacking once again. Morte is in there. And they're surely going to finish it. In fact, Stefan's in there as well. They're going to finish this 100% in the next couple of seconds. There we go. So they've got 2 minutes, 50 seconds to finish the game. Let's see if they can do that epic push that we saw from SGS in the first half.
Let's follow straight on to Focus then. I want to see if they can get straight onto here. They're going for the left side, which is my favorite side to go because it's sort of a shorter way. You just jump up and then you can push straight in. But they put their soldiers on the other side.
Good thing from SGS there. They've completely called that one, and they just threw 3-4 grenades in towards the door, and they managed to take out actually all 5 of Epsilon. So that initial push is knocked back. That gives SGS a little bit more time to actually regroup and figure out their positions before Epsilon will be in a position to push that circular room again.
I think one of the fail things from Epsilon there is they put the 2 soldiers on the other side. They didn't have any buffs.
Yeah.
So 1 nade and that was
nade, you're dead.
You know. But now it looks like they're going to do a 5 push. They really want to take this site. I wouldn't be surprised if they... Wow, zernock.
There's the mine.
Welcome.
But Morte Winghaven still actually putting on the pressure. Morte will actually get himself another one.
Oh, they need to get on this plant.
Here we go. We see Morte chasing around. Is he going to be able to catch that guy? It's a circle, guys. There we go. There was Samurai, who's now headed off the other way. Samurai actually comes back into the fight, and APOC comes in behind them. So nicely done by SGS, but the kills are still going in favor of Epsilon there, as Too Easy will take down APOC as well. He is being shot from behind.
They need to get on this plant like within the next 20 seconds.
Yep, zernock has got that one in.
There's Stefan, beautiful play, get on the plant.
They're going to have to get the plant down. Are they going to get the charge in position? 52 seconds to go, and the charge is planted. So 48 seconds remaining in the mission, 35 on the explosive. This is basically do or die now for SGS. They have to get in here. They have to pick up these kills. They have to get the defusing onto that charge. And right now, they're not doing too bad about it. Actually, ATI is defusing it right now. Are they going to get there in time? And the defuse is there. And there's 26 seconds to go. And I don't think this is going to happen yet. Epsilon saying GG. And we are going to be going into a third and final map. This is going to be a 2-0 victory for SGS.
Yeah, going into... that was actually a pretty important moment. I actually thought they were going to get that. If I'm quite honest, I thought Epsilon were going to get that, but SGS held that off beautifully, and congrats to them on this map. And you know the weirdest thing is, SGS lost their map, Epsilon lost their map.
I'm not sure if we were maybe told false information. That would make sense, as they actually won both of their maps. But yeah, it's 2-2. If you're not familiar with the score system, obviously with those lockout, they get the, or finishing the objective and then making sure that your opponent doesn't get as far. That's a 2-0 victory. You see SGS there kind of fist pumping. They're happy for this one. We are going to go into a third and final map. The map will be Aquarium. When we come back here after a quick break, we will be moving straight in there. We'll give you a rundown of the map and, of course, bring you all the action from SGS versus Epsilon here in the BRINK Championship Final. So we are back here for the BRINK Championship, and of course the final between SGS and Epsilon. The scoreline is 2-2, and we are going down into the third and possibly final map, which is actually going to be Aquarium. What's your thoughts on this map? Well, maybe we should, have a bit of an overview first, talk a little bit about what Aquarium is and what we can expect.
Aquarium is a map where the first objective is you have to explode a door. It's in you have two sides to the door. You can choose if you want to go to red side or blue side. That's what we call them because they have different colored rooms.
Yeah.
And you have to explode that door. Once you explode that door, you can start to move your medic with the hostage. And this hostage has to go all the way to the end towards a boat, which it will then take them away, and then the map is completed. But the problem is the door rooms are so small that unless you actually have a 2-person advantage, it's going to be really hard for you to explode that door. And afterwards, you have to take the medic, which takes about 2-3 minutes to get all the way to the end if there's no people stopping them. So you can't really ever see a fast finish on Aquarium, but you can see 10-11 minute finish, I'd say.
Yeah. Actually, we saw in the semi-final, I think, an 8-minute push in the first semi-final.
Rush Zone versus SGS.
Rush Zone versus SGS.
It's entirely possible.
You don't remember. So, let's get in. Third and final map, it's Aquarium, and it's Epsilon versus SGS.
All right, and we are going to go straight on to Epsilon as they
chose the defense side.
Yeah, they chose the defense side. Maybe it's their easier side, maybe it's their weaker side. You never know until you start seeing it. But they did put the mines up on top, which is really good because the mines on top are pretty much what stops a push. Now, I'm just going to follow on a too easy here as he is on top of blue. He's going to push over towards Link and trying to halt out an SGS push of any kind. Placing the turret, that is a beautiful turret right there because that turret is very, very, very important. It can shut down the plants on the door. If anyone's running there and not paying attention, they can be shut down themselves. Now Zernok is capturing a command post. I don't know if it's health or supply. He is going to get that soon, and that will be up, and that will be an advantage for SGS coming into the pushes.
So Epsilon starting to push in there, and I seem to have lost all sound in my headphones. That's not good. Oh, there it is. It's back. Great. So now I can hear myself, and I can actually hear what you're saying. That's always a bonus. So we are getting Epsilon trying to hold off this room. Once again, SGS are pushed fairly decently in there for a little while, but actually we have ATI up top, and he's just waiting for the rest of his teammates to come in.
Yeah. So, just want to go ahead and look at the scoreboard and see what everyone's playing for the Resistance. We have 2 medics, 1 soldier, 2 engineers. For security, we have 2 soldiers, 2 medics, and 1 engineer. So they sort of swapped out 1 different class there, but they're pretty much playing the same lineup, even though both need different types of classes. And there hasn't been a plant yet, so Epsilon must be doing something right.
Yeah, not a single plant. So Epsilon defending at this point nicely. There's mines down as well, so doing a good job of that one. We actually see the grenades coming in, and that's 3 kills in a row for SGS, so this may just be the opening of something. Too easy, is he going to be able to hold off? No, he won't. APOC will take him down. and that is going to mean that Apoc can get the plant. No, he can't. He's shut down just as he's getting that plant off. He must have been literally 1 or maximum 2 seconds away from finishing it.
Yeah, and actually Zernok got the plant. While we were talking, he was planting on the other side.
Yeah.
How smart. And the only problem right now is Cams has to hold off this defuse alone.
Which he does.
Now they're going to take out the revived Morte there. And 19 seconds left. It's going to be difficult for Cams to hold that off alone. He doesn't have any teammates, and now Too Easy's going to go defuse it. It was actually planted on blue. I thought it was on red.
Grenades coming in. SGS are actually racking up the kills here. It's going to explode in 2 seconds. So a nicely timed SGS push there. Doors are open, and now it's time to bring a hostage through the entire map.
And that's going to, I think that'll take a while.
Yeah.
I mean, when we watched the semifinals, you know, Epsilon and SGS were on an upper level of the other team. But now that we're in the finals, I think it'll take longer than 8 minutes in total.
Yeah. So, let's see how this one works out.
We can actually see Epsilon going really aggressive on the bar here. And they actually sort of got out of the elements because now they've just left it completely open to push. And, well, they retake it with ease now. But the thing is, if you go too aggressive as a defense and you get all killed off, I mean, sure, you can still respawn and you can still get back there in time, but that's still an extra few seconds that they can take over themselves. But now Epsilon are looking to control that bar, which the hostage has to go through.
Yeah. And they're actually going to put a turret down here as well. Nicely done. That should lock off one entry point to that bar area. ATI and Mortar just going out there. ATI came out on top of that one. We've seen Too Easy and Samurai also facing off around the corner. And actually, Too Easy will push in there. Despite being knocked down by that grenade, did get the kill. Will finish off Samurai there on the ground as well. So, 15 minutes remain. Nicely done by Apoc. And the hostage starting to work through. Winghaven actually finishes it off and just shoots down Apoc as well. That looked far too easy for Winghaven. He's going to get the revive off as well onto Morte.
I would love to see them pick up a sniper and just put him behind the bar. Because you can just snipe straight down the hallway. And that would be unbelievable if they could actually hit those shots. But right now they are just playing up carb 9s. And actually Cams is the only one using a different weapon. He's using a cross. So I don't know if he just wants to be unique or if he just prefers the weapon. But the only time we saw a sniper was on the first map when ATI pulled it on the last point.
Yeah, not for long either. It was pretty short usage of the sniper. Epsilon continuing to push through. SGS obviously trying to work their way up from that spawn area and getting absolutely destroyed by the grenades of Stefan. And it's a fair distance to walk back all the time as well from the spawn for SGS.
I'm wondering where the hostage is.
It's just outside the bar, I think.
How far he is.
I'm going to see if I can find him. Actually, I have to fly through the entire map, so I'm probably going to get lost on my way.
Yeah, he's just at the bar.
Okay.
Just to the left there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so hostage is on the bar. SGS actually starting to work their way in at the moment. Morte is going to go down to the grenade of Zernok, and they should be able to get the revive in. Yes, they do. Zernok will revive the hostage, so he's going to limp his way to safety. Not quite. Winghaven walks in and again manages to kill the hostage, and then the SGS player behind him. Great stuff from Winghaven.
Samurai just threw a revive nade at him like it was going to hurt him or something. I don't know what he was thinking there. Maybe he was trying to go for the revive onto Zernok, but right now SGS are getting into the bar, but they're just losing it right after. They get the hostage up, he moves for about 1 second, and then they're dead. But Apoc is doing beautiful work here as he just got 3 nade kills himself. So he just pulled off 3, and then Samurai followed up. Hopefully they can get this hostage moving up the ramp there.
And again, Winghaven will be the one who takes down that hostage. Fortunately, the medic's actually down there. They are going to revive Zernock, so once Zernock's revived, they give that revive syringe over to the hostage, and they can start moving him up towards this stairs area. It's actually just a ramp, doesn't have steps. Slowly but surely, that hostage making a little bit of progress, but again, Winghaven walks in. He's not actually disabled the hostage, but the thing is, again, similar to the first map with the bot, you have to have a player next to him to you know, to escort him, to move him through the map. So for Epsilon, it's not that bad when they just kill the guy around, but obviously then it makes it easier if they don't kill the hostage or disable the hostage, as it actually is. You know, for sGs to jump straight back in there. They have got the revive onto it, and he is starting to push up the ramp onto this upper level.
Yeah, right now they're just trying to control the spawn out from Epsilon, but you can see that Epsilon are starting to swarm this ramp, trying to hold it off. I think they're going to resort to the second bar, which is the next bar there, because they will have the upper ground. They will be able to take the command post. And even then, if you look at that, sGs, when they respawn, when they die, they have to run all the way back. So that's a big waste of time for them as well.
So sGs starting to move back over towards the hostage. Samurai will go down, actually. They can't afford to be coming in one at a time here, sGs.
Yeah.
From any side, it doesn't make sense to come in one versus 3, 4, 5 sometimes. From any side, they need to be together.
I'm hoping that they go in the back steps and do a flash, because there's a certain flash from those steps that if you flash over, you can get everyone inside the room flashed, and then sGs could quite take the room. But right now they're taking, as you said, one by one, and they're just getting shut down because they're going for those one-on-one battles, but in all reality, it's more like 1-on-3, 1-on-4.
Yeah. And Zernock actually just buffing the health there of the hostage, started to work him up that ramp a little bit more, but there are around 3, maybe even more there from Epsilon, as Apoc does jump up onto the higher level, but again, he's shut down completely. Walter's turret is a bit of a random position. Up on the top there.
Cam's was trying to sneak up the back, but I don't know how he was trying to ninja around them. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish with that. Does get taken out there, and there's Apoc. He's not making use of his flashes, and that's one of the things that I'm hoping that he'll do. But he does get 2 kills along with ATI, so they are starting to open up this second bar area, and the hostage is there at the second bar. He's slowly moving, but he's surely moving.
Not quite.
Now Winghaven has taken him down, but still there's only a couple hundred meters for him to walk, and then he's to the boat.
And there's no medic around whatsoever either for sGs there, so they need to get themselves up, get that hostage moving. They've got 9 minutes still to go, and it's not that far that he has to go now, but this second bar area does have those 2 tiers, so it makes it very difficult to push through without being shot from a couple of different directions. There as Zernock goes down, he did revive the hostage once again, moved him literally 2 centimeters and then was dead again.
Yeah. One of the things that sGs really has to do is they have to control this second bar. They need to control the upper way as well, because if they can control the upper way, say 5 Epsilon members run through a tight airway. If you throw 2 nades in there, you can get 2-3 kills easy and knock down the rest.
Yeah. There goes Morte finishing off Samurai, Stefan as well. Winghaven, I'd like to see how many times he's actually disabled that hostage, because it seems like a hell of a lot. He just walked in there, nailed the guy who was moving him through, and then just finished off the hostage as well. And Epsilon have got 3 guys directly around that hostage area. Okay, we've seen sGs actually push up now.
This is the first vent push they've done, so I'm wondering if it will be successful at all.
Let's see. ATI walks in there and is gonna go down, maybe? No, not quite. Actually gets the kill there. Zernock is there with him, so the heal can come off. Buff that health up. And this could be decent from ATI. They've from SGS, just because I'm watching ATI. They're doing a good job, but there goes Winghaven. Actually gets himself 2. ATI needs to get this kill, otherwise it's all back to the drawing board. Nicely done. There's another one there right in front of him. It's Focus, and Focus will get the kill. There's the end of another push from SGS.
Focus actually with 2 kills there. So once again, he's really shining in the big shoes that he had to fill. And there's still 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes, 55 seconds if you want to be extremely specific. But I still think SGS could finish this. I mean, the hostage is pretty far along. He doesn't have that far to go. If they're just able to make one final complete push, then they could be able to do it.
Yeah, this could be it as well. They've got 2 kills in from fans. Not quite much more after that. There, Winghaven again causing all kinds of problems, using that high advantage. He's a medic, so we'll drop those revive syringes out. He's shot down from behind by APOC. Are SGS going to manage to push on through? Not quite just yet. Focus again will get the kill. Samurai decides not to push straight through just yet. Behind that bulletproof glass is Focus, who pops out. Samurai goes down. 6 minutes still to go. And the problem is, you know, the further you get the hostage, you actually spawn, you know, in the same place. So the further you get the hostage, the harder it is to actually get back there when you die, actually.
The hostage is up now. APOC's trying to move him. He's moving him slowly, but the hostage will fall. But that's still important right there. I mean, that's still a couple of seconds further than they were last time. So they just need to make sure that they're able to get outside. Once they're outside, then they can control the top balcony. But once they're in this room, they're having troubles because Epsilon spawned right at the top ground.
Yeah. That high advantage really killing SGS at the moment. There goes Focus on Winghaven again. Holding that power down. Here goes another turret from Morte. SGS start their long run back up towards the hostage area. They are getting ATI taking the vent push again. The rest of SGS have just climbed up there as well onto that top level, but of course it will have been called out by now. Grenades coming in, but SGS are going to try and push through. Morte and Too Easy getting the kills. Cams does find one, but Morte instant replies. And actually the hostage is back up and running. Morte is not quite focusing the hostage. He gets the kill first and then finishes off the hostage afterwards. And it's back to the drawing board for SGS.
Zernok is doing a beautiful job. They really need to protect Zernok because he's going straight for the hostage. But within this entire game, there's been a rivalry going on. Winghaven versus Zernok. Zernok picks him up, Winghaven shuts him down. So, yeah, just a...
Right now, we have complete lockdown here from Focus up on this second tier, outside that second bar area. Cam's actually coming in, but again, Focus up there will just find it too easy. Yeah, to be really terribly pun there, since Too Easy got the kill. By the way, if you're just joining us here on Stream Audio at Gamescom, the score is 2-2. This is the third and final map, so the winner of this one will come out as the champion. And that take home a cool 7,000 euros for their pleasure as well.
Unless they tie.
Unless they tie, and then we could see a fourth map, which will be time limited and, well, basically just to find a winner.
Yeah, but right now Epsilon are looking extremely comfortable within this second point. I think maybe the first point was their weakness on this map, but this second objective right here seems to be where they actually have the upper advantage. I mean, as you can see, Winghaven is playing superb. He's getting the vital kills that are needed. And because of that, Epsilon are doing extremely well.
Yeah, and they're finding it almost impossible by the looks of things here, SGS, to get into this room. Epsilon pretty much have their number in terms of the strategy. Holding up on the upper tiers, firing down onto SGS. They've got that turret in position as well, which is even more annoying for SGS once they start to come in. Watching here, Apoc, who just got himself up there to the top of that ramp. What's the next move?
I think they're going to try and focus top again. They really need to shut down this top.
And 1v3 is not how you're going to shut down anything, to be honest. And we saw that a little bit earlier. I pointed that out from SGS. Moving in 1-by-1 definitely isn't the solution from this one. I mean, let's be honest, unless it's a medic who goes in there and somehow manages to kill all 5, then going in 1-by-1's never going to work anyway, because, you know, by the time the rest of your team get here, Epsilon have already spawned back in and have that control of top again.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, if SGS don't finish this map, then it still gives 20 minutes for Epsilon to finish it. That's 20 minutes. I mean, 20 minutes is a long time in BRINK. Definitely.
Yeah. And again, we see SGS pushing in. This time a little bit more of a coordinated effort. Zernok will take himself one. Samurai is there as well. Morte is actually right on top of him. And again, Winghaven hanging around. Morte will finish off Zernok. And they've got just 1 minute 9 seconds. They moved the hostage ever so slightly there. Not really enough to make that much of an impact, but they have to take it all the way outside there where Morte is right now standing. He's going to stick a mine down as well, which will really, really annoy. And this is a great turret position now as well from Morte.
Yeah, one of the things is I would have placed it inside the door, because once they come around that corner, they don't really pay attention to it because they're getting fired from outside, and then the turret just lights them up. But either way, there's still 30 seconds to go, so they're going to successfully hold this off. And then they're going to be going into their attack side with 20 minutes on the clock, feeling extremely confident.
20 seconds left to go. Grenades coming in. This is the last big push that we're going to see from SGS. And here we go. Samurai will go down. Cams is going to go down. And that is surely going to be the end of this one. Of course, hostage just finished off as well. Last couple of seconds. And that will be Epsilon holding out. And a valiant effort from SGS. They managed to get that hostage to the doors, but it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, I think one of the main points was just Winghaven and Focus. They're playing phenomenal. And because of that, Epsilon really, really were able to dominate SGS in that second point. But, you know, you never know what happens now. Maybe Epsilon don't even finish the first point.
Let's have a look here at the awards. Best overall, Focus. Best soldier, Stefan. Best medic, Focus. Best engineer, Too Easy. Most skills, Too Easy. Winghaven didn't get a mention, but, well, I think he kind of showed how strong he was. We saw so many times him taking down the hostage, plus the man that was next to it and pushing that hostage through. So just a great, great performance overall by Epsilon to hold this one out. And now they have that little bit of a comfort zone, knowing that as long as they actually move the hostage, you know, they will tie this 1-1-1.
As long as they are able to move the hostage.
Yeah,
it's right in their spawn. So.
Yeah, but if they get to that objective,
right,
you know what
okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
If they don't destroy the door, then they're not going to get there. So let's get in then. It is the second half here of map number 3. The score line right now is 2-2.
Okay, so what do you think Epsilon should do in terms of a push here?
Well, the door we've seen go down fairly quickly in some other games. I think if Epsilon get off to a real good start, get these early kills out, and get this door done early, they'll be in a very comfortable position, because once the door is, you know, actually blown up, then they're guaranteed a 1-1.
Yeah.
So from then the pressure's off, and I think that's when Epsilon are going to actually bring out their best game.
Yeah.
Because then obviously all the pressure's back over onto SGS. They have to hold it then. They can't afford to let it, otherwise they are going to lose should they let that hostage go through. Right now they've managed to defend pretty decently. We are seeing Epsilon starting to push their way in. Cams is in there at the back. Actually going to get the revive off. So SGS with pretty much a full team on defense at the moment.
Well, as we can see here, Epsilon are doing a better job than SGS did to get onto this site. They were exchanging quite a bit of kills there, but one of the things that I'm actually worried about is, why is there no plant yet? I'm wondering who's playing Soldier. Morte and Stefan. There should have already been a plant by now. Realistically, they were on that site for ages. That plant should have been down 20 seconds ago, 30 seconds ago.
Well, nothing right now, and that's working in favor of SGS. Last two guys just starting to spawn in. Too easy with the grenade kill onto Zernok. They're actually waiting for the regroup here. They want all 5 guys to make this push. Too easy starts to work his way in. There we go. All 5 from Epsilon are starting to bunch up. Let's see how this one works. They're pushing around from the backside. Rams and Morte actually exchanging the kills. Samurai doing a good job. But I think Epsilon are going to end up coming out on top of this one.
Yeah, Stefan just completely opened up on that back link, and now they need to go for that plant. That plant is the most vital thing for them right now, and they just couldn't get it down. Samurai came in with his nades, and those were way too strong for him to handle. And APOC cleaned up there, gibbed the planter, and now it's forcing Epsilon to push back in.
Winghaven up on the balcony is going to drop down. He's got one guy down there below him, and Samurai will actually get the kill there. Cams does get naded down by Too Easy, but again, the rest of Epsilon aren't quite close enough to make that much of an impact. Actually, ATI grenades his teammate. That's not what SGS were looking for in that situation.
There's the
Here
flash
are
out.
Epsilon. They are going to drop down and in towards this door. Let's see what they can pull off. Grenade kill from Stefan onto Samurai. And now we see Stefan just slide his way there underneath the pipes. Will he get the kill? Yes, he will. Finishes off APOC. Zernok is down as well. So this is the time where this plant should be coming in. Samurai still causing a few issues for Epsilon, but there goes Too Easy and Morte once again. And Stefan's done a great job of putting on this pressure. Does finally get picked off by ATI, but still, there's no plan. There it is now. So 40 seconds for them to get in there and get the defuse onto this HE charge, but Epsilon, of course, are all set up and ready to defend this one. Actually, Focus is up there above.
Yeah, that above is extremely crucial because he can just throw a grenade down there, shoot it, and knock him straight off the defuse. But Too Easy gets 2 kills right there, and there's 3 kills, 4 kills, 4 drop from SGS, and now Epsilon, they'll get the door. Yeah, they'll get that.
This HE charge is going to explode, so we are guaranteed now at least a draw from this third and final map. Epsilon will have 15 minutes and 42 seconds to escort the hostage through, try and get him away, and win the game.
Yep. Well, right now the pressure is on SGS. They have to hold this off for another 15 minutes. Can they do it, though?
It's going to be a tough one, that's for sure.
And,
but we've seen some great defensive play already from SGS in that second map. Map number 1 not quite going to plan for them, but still, let's see how this one goes. First 2 kills actually headed in favor of Epsilon. Zernok and APOC went down. Relaxing bar music while everyone's shooting each other in the face. There we go, more kills raining in from Epsilon, and it's a great start here. Stefan's grenade onto APOC as well. Not sure exactly where the hostage is. Okay, he's just round in the first corner. So, moving slow as usual.
I'm loving this placing by Morte here. They're just standing under the stairs. I didn't even notice that Samurai's all the way pushed in their spawn.
I don't think they realized they were pushing more further forward. And Samurai's just like, well, I'm just going to wait here and kill a hostage when he comes around. Worked out great for SGS.
If he can get this kill right now into Stefan, that would be vital. But he gets dropped himself because Epsilon are way too far away from their spawn. But he got dropped, so now they're going to move this hostage up. And already they're moving it pretty fast.
Yeah, they've got still 14 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Samurai and ATI still doing work. I mean, they've got to shut down this bar. Otherwise, they're going to be forced to do the same thing Epsilon did and focus on the second bar high grounds.
So as we stand right now, of course, the score is guaranteed to be, or at least a 1-1 from SGS's, from Epsilon's point of view. They can still win this one if they manage to get that hostage home. Just to clarify the situation, if it ends with a 1-1 score, then of course we're all tied up at 3-3, and then we'll play another map, Terminal, with a time limit of 10, and the percentage will decide the winner on that one. But we'll come to that when we get there.
Yeah.
If we get there.
Everyone I switched to is dead already. It's ruining the point of view. But no, Epsilon are playing really well right now. They're controlling these spawns. As you can see, Focus and Stefan there trying to control the upper spawn. I don't know how well it just worked for them right there. I mean, Samurai just dropped both of them. So SGS are still holding off this upper way, but Stefan does get 2 kills, and Winghaven will come in with one of his own. And already this hostage is to the ramp, I believe. If I can find Morte here. Following a Focus.
Thing is, the hostage is moving like for free, basically.
Yeah. See, he's already on the ramp, and there's 12 minutes to go.
This is a nice push from Epsilon. Finally, SGS are going to react and start to give a bit of damage over to these guys that are escorting that hostage up the ramp. There goes the kill, and hostage is disabled right now. Nice from SGS there. Cam's actually getting 2 onto Morty and Winghaven. And SGS would play this one super campy from my point of view. Just hang in there. Maybe push one guy that little bit more offensive, because Epsilon probably aren't expecting that offensive play at this stage of the game.
Yep. I think what's running through SGS's head right now is they have to lock him out. If they lose right now, then they go home second place.
Yep, second place, and of course, first place is 7,000 euros, second place 4,500 euros. So a big prize difference, plus you get the trophy, and you'll be crowned the BRINK Championship winners, which of course, probably worth more than the money. So, 11.5 minutes to go. Let's see what Epsilon have now got up their sleeve. They're pushing in with a couple of guys back in towards that ramp area. It's Focus that will go in there first. Does get the revive off onto the hostage, but he's got 2 guys right in front of him. And too easy. Will fall over the other side as well. Focus is now going to try to come up from behind the staircase. Samurai does go down. And, okay, there was Zernok in behind him. We've got Apoc here up on the top as well.
Yeah, he's been camping there for a minute or so with his pistol out. And that pistol does a lot of damage if you hit. So, but right now it looks like Epsilon are going to push the top way, or at least Winghaven, because that's his favorite spot right there. He loves being on top. And actually, he does get 2 kills onto Cams and Zernok, while Stefan goes on to ATI. Will he get another kill? Yes, he will. So everyone is down from the SGS side. Actually, they just respawn. It's the great thing about BRINK. They can respawn at the most unlucky times. But the hostage is up now.
Hostage is up, but we've got Samurai pushing straight in there. Doesn't want to let them get too much ground. And we saw ATI coming in perfect time. Samurai peeks out as well onto Morte. And that's going to mean that Epsilon are sent back to their spawn. Have to run all the way in. Winghaven is actually took the elevator up there onto that top level. But again, he ran in all on his own. And I can understand he's on his own and he doesn't want to wait around for everyone. But going in again in these 1 versus X situations are not going to help Epsilon get this objective done.
Well, right now, Stefan just took out 2. They're going to get that hostage up, definitely, and they're going to move him towards the second bar. And what SGS need to focus on right now is taking control of that second bar. If they can get upper like Winghaven was doing, then they should be able to control it. But kills are just being exchanged here. And I'm quite happy to see SGS come out on top of that, as Stefan drops, and he was the last man in the site there for Epsilon. So, SGS really need to hold this off. And that turret right there, the one he needs to repair, is actually quite pointless.
Yeah. 9 minutes left on the clock. SGS settling in against their defensive positions. Finally, we see Epsilon get back into a position to push this one. They're actually 3 from underneath. They need to be careful that no one actually drops down in behind them from there. Here we go, gonna push up. Surely they're gonna get the hostage on the move again. Yep, there goes the syringe. And there goes the hostage, instantly downed by SGS. And again, ATI's turret up at the top is gonna cause a few problems, I think, for Epsilon. Okay, now it's down, so they should be able to get this revive off again. Focus is a medic, so he can bring him back up. Morte is there, Winghaven is there. And this is a dangerous time for SGS now. 3 kills or something like that in a row, and it could be spelling disaster.
ATI was just hid behind the bulletproof glass for the perfect moment. He was waiting for his nade to come back. And actually, he took out 2 there, so it's a good opening up by SGS. And now they've retaken this second bar.
So, Epsilon again will have to start from the beginning. 7 minutes 50 left on the clock. Scoreline 2-2 here in this final. It couldn't be any closer right now.
What are you thinking?
It's a hard one to say. We saw in the last game it came right down to the very last push that was technically possible on the time limit. I think we could see a very similar situation here. Epsilon have just actually come up through the elevator there. A couple of guys managed to come in. Focus will get himself a bunch of kills. Let's see if SGS can hold on to this area. Zernok takes down Focus and Morte. And now it's all going to be onto Too Easy to try and bring this hostage a little bit further. And that hostage is on the move. This is great stuff from Too Easy.
Yeah, if Too Easy can take out cams right here, and he indeed does, they should have a good chance of actually getting outside. Only ATI is in their way. He does drop 2, though. There's Winghaven. Winghaven will be up on the hostage, but they don't have a medic that has revived him yet. And actually, they're already calling the GGs.
Already GG said by SGS. Interesting one. And yeah, well, I mean, that hostage is on its way to be pushed out. You can see SGS there really trying their best to come in. Winghaven up here at the top, manages himself 2 kills in a row. There's the third, I think that was down below with a mine. Drops off the side. Morte will actually finish off there with the grenade kill. Hostage is on his way out, but they are going to disable him just before the possible end of this one. There goes the revive syringe again, and it's looking like Epsilon are going to take this one. SGS need a miracle now with 6 minutes left on the clock.
Nah, they've got it.
Just seconds to go. Yep, that hostage is going to make it in, and Epsilon are going to take the victory. They are the BRINK champions here, and of course they take home 7,000 euros for their pleasure as well. Good games, a really, really intense one, all coming down to this final map.
Yeah, and I actually predicted SGS would win, and I told you everything goes against me. Everything.
You actually cursed SGS. So let's talk a little bit about that last match there. Obviously, Epsilon holding nicely in the first one. I mean, credit to SGS, they pushed that hostage right up into the second bar area, just outside the glass doors. But, you know, Epsilon on the attack. At points, it looked like they may not get through, but then they just kind of came out stronger. They showed their dominance towards the end of that one.
I think SGS waited too long to do their pushes, and Epsilon, they just played superb today. I think they were better on the day. I think Epsilon really came prepared right now.
Well, you see Epsilon up there on the stage. I can only count one smile on their face. You'd think they'd be a bit happier. But, you know, it's been a long season, the BRINK Championship. They played the semi-finals online, I think 3 or maybe even 4 weeks ago by now.
Yeah.
Obviously, those semi-finals, as we mentioned earlier on, weren't so difficult for both of these teams, for SGS and Epsilon. They obviously knocked out Hardware for You and Rush Zone in those 2 semi-finals, and they were fairly one-sided games. But obviously, coming into this final, 2 teams who had played together for months leading into the final stages of the BRINK Championship. And they, well, knew each other inside out. I think that was the big thing from both of these teams. In the end, Epsilon just proving to be that little bit stronger.
But you can't exactly write SG off because, I mean, look at their journey to the final. They knocked out prominent teams. They knocked out amazing teams. So congratulations to Epsilon, but also congratulations to SGS for getting as far as they actually did.
So, We're going to go over to the stage in a little while. We have the winner ceremony, of course. SGS going to be handed their second place prizes, and Epsilon got to get their hands on the trophy, their medals, and of course the check for 7,000 euros. Before that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be back, so don't go anywhere.
Wir sind zurück hier heute am letzten Tag der Gamescom 2011 hier in Halle 9 der Energie hoch 3 ESL Arena. Schön, dass ihr noch mit dabei seid. Zu Hause natürlich auch zur frühen Stunde, immer noch für den Gamer, aber natürlich auch hier vor Ort. Köln, schön, dass ihr da seid. Gerade eben hatten wir das BRINK-Finale hier auf der Bühne live gesehen zwischen Epsilon und sGs. Natürlich, wo es ein Finale gibt, gibt es natürlich auch eine Siegerehrung. Die Jungs wollen natürlich auch gekürt werden. Wir wollen natürlich auch die Jungs einfach mal hier oben haben und ich freue mich natürlich auch darauf, den Offiziellen, die Leute, die Jungs vom BRINK, die das alles erst möglich machen, die sich so engagieren, die sagen, hey, wir wollen dieses Event einfach mal ausführen, wir wollen hier fettes Preisgeld haben, wir wollen die Leute hier einladen, wir wollen die Spieler hier vor Ort sehen, damit die sowas einfach mal sehen können. Und ich bitte natürlich jetzt um einen ganz großen Applaus für Rob vom BRINK. Hey Rob, nice to have you here. Well, it's just 5 minutes ago we had the big final here today. So your first impression of the Gamescom probably, but also for sure about the big final.
It was incredible, absolutely incredible. It's fantastic to work on a game for so long and see it played at such an amazing level that we saw here today. Brilliant games, and of course an excellent win.
So does it make you proud? I mean, to have such a nice final with such a big crowd, being in Cologne with, I mean, the Gamescom is just awesome.
It is, it's been an amazing few days here in Cologne and it's great to be here on stage representing Bethesda, representing the guys at Splash Damage that put so much love and hard work into this game, and thank you to everyone for coming along and seeing these two great teams fight it out today.
So we would like to have the guys upstairs. I mean, we have the winners here, both of them are winners. But we would like to start with the second place, the team of sGs. We had a great final. I mean, both did really well already in the semi-final. It looked like they were totally the favorites of the tournament. And yeah, they finished the top two. So sGs, I think we need a big applause for them, a big welcoming here on the stage. So let's do it. Bitte schön, einen ganz großen Applaus für unseren zweitplatzierten sGs. Und hier haben wir unsere Zweitplatzierten heute im BRINK Final. Natürlich gehen die Jungs nicht leer aus und verdienen sich natürlich auch einiges. Medaillen natürlich, aber auch einen fetten Scheck. Und ich würde anfangen natürlich mit den Medaillen. Und ich würde dich gerne bitten, wenn du möchtest, die Medaillen den Jungs zu überreichen. Und vielleicht fragen wir die Jungs nochmal, hey man, well, the second place after a great final. We knew that both of you teams were the totally favorites of the tournaments. I mean, still doing great in this tournament. How does it feel right now?
Well, really I didn't expect to get this far. So I'm rather impressed with my team and how far we have actually gotten. So,
I mean, still, you deserve the medals, a big check, and also, I mean, the respect of the guys here, of the crowd at the Gamescom. Finally, your impression after being here, playing the final on the big stage. Was it great to be here?
yeah, it was hell great.
Okay, so I would like to give you the medals right now. Und ich bitte um einen ganz großen Applaus hier nochmal für unsere zweitplatzierten sGs. Und ich sehe schon rechts auf der Seite, bewegt sich so langsam aber sicher der Scheck in die richtige Richtung. Und auch diesen Scheck wollen wir natürlich liebend gerne überreichen. Und ich glaube, darüber freuen die Jungs sich auf jeden Fall nochmal 4.500 € hier für die Jungs. Unseren Zweitplatzierten. Bitte nochmal einen ganz großen Applaus hier für unseren Zweitplatzierten sGs. Natürlich dürfen noch einige Fotos geschossen werden. Wir geben den Jungs den Ruhm, den sie verdienen. Wollen aber jetzt natürlich weitermachen mit unserem Erstplatzierten. Es ist immer schön, auf einem großen Turnier zu spielen. Ich meine, es ist immer ein Chaos der Gefühle. Es geht um so viel Geld, es geht um so viel. Ich meine, man möchte einfach den Pokal gewinnen, man will ihn mit nach Hause nehmen, man will der Beste sein in dem, was man tut. Und das haben die Jungs tatsächlich geschafft. Heute gegen sGs. Natürlich auch hier möchte ich um einen ganz, ganz großen Applaus bitten für unsere neue Sieger hier der BRINK European Championships. Und wir haben hier Epsilon mit am Start. Großen Applaus für unsere neuen Sieger. Und auch die Jungs bekommen natürlich Medaillen, die wir jetzt gerne feierlich überreichen möchten. Unsere neuen Sieger hier, der BRINK European Championship. Und ich würde euch bitten, natürlich gerne die Medaillen zu überreichen hier für die Jungs, die es so verdient haben, sich hier durchgekämpft haben, im Finale die Nerven behalten haben. Jetzt zu viel verdient natürlich den Erstplatzierten hier oben sind und den ersten Platz verdient haben. So just a quick question, man. How does it feel right now, being here on the stage, the new winner of the BRINK European Championship? Is it a great feeling?
Yeah, it's great. Great. Great feeling.
It's a great feeling. I mean, in the game itself, did you expect to just, I mean, at some point, did you notice that you're winning, that it will be that you deserve the win, that you can make it?
After the first map, we thought we was gonna win, and then the second map came and we was like in doubt a bit, and we won.
Was it about the nerves? Was it about the practice? I mean, the preparation? Where did you find you better?
We didn't prepare that much. We didn't play lazily a lot, so I don't know.
Probably just a good day. Played your A game, but beside that, we also have your trophy. Und ich bitte natürlich auch hier nochmal einen ganz großen Applaus für diesen Pokal, für unseren Erstplatzierten. Natürlich auch hier gleichzeitig mit dem Scheck. Großen Applaus nochmal für das Team Epsilon. Ob die Jungs schon glauben, dass sie gewonnen haben? Ich weiß es nicht. Ich glaube fast nicht. Und wir lassen ihnen noch ein paar Sekunden. Sie dürfen gerne noch ein paar Fotos machen. Rob, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this tournament. Thank you guys for being here, for having such nice games. Und ich bitte nochmal einen ganz großen Applaus für das Team Epsilon, aber natürlich auch für unseren Zweitplatzierten sGs. Ihr bleibt mit am Start. Wir haben ein kleines Video für euch, ein kleines Sandwich. Wir sehen uns gleich wieder.